Hello there, welcome along to another edition of Dan's Car and Music Studio on a very windy, wet Sunday afternoon. I'm doing this video today, it's just a brief review of the C-Reader 3001 OBD2 scanner, which I've got there. Now, Ben at Ben's Garage very kindly gave me a link to order one of these to test. So without further ado, gonna give it a quick check over and see what I think of it. So let's get it all connected up and see how it performs on the Range Rover. So let's have a look. So it comes, as I say, in this little plastic casing with, just pops out there. So there it is. There's the reader, which is quite dinky, really. You get a USB cable adapter to update it, and then obviously you get your scanner with your plug on the end, which has got a little cover on it, which I'm going to take off. Doing this one-handed, by the way, so there you go. And there's your pins on the end there. So quite a neat, dinky little thing. So got the plastic on. You've got your two buttons: up, down, return, and OK. But say nice and small. I have got the iCarsoft one, which is a bit bigger than that. And obviously, it's got colour display, so it's a bit more detailed. But it'll be interesting to see what this can and can't do. Got some instructions here. Just tells you what everything does. Preparation: turn the vehicle on. Vehicle voltage range should be 9 to 18 volts. Throttle should be in a closed position. Locate the DLC diagnostic link connector. This is typically a 16-pin connector, which on the Range Rover is just underneath the driver's sort of footwell, just to the right of the accelerator. Connect the cable. Tell you much else really. Tells you how to update it. Tool can be updated. Download the update tool. There we go. So no, it looks quite straightforward really. So let's connect it to the vehicle. Let's read the codes. Let's see what it says. See if it thinks I've got any codes on the car. It'll be interesting to see. And then what I might do is connect up the iCarsoft tool afterwards and just see what faults we get on that as opposed to this, or vice versa. So without further ado, I'm going to connect this one up, give it a go. As I say, I do like the fact it's very small and compact, so even though it probably doesn't do as much as the iCarsoft, it's probably quite a neat little thing to keep in your glove box, in your your console, wherever you can just carry it around with you really. So let's give it a go and see if it works. Okay, so just plugged it in. I haven't started the car yet, which I will do in a minute. Quite impressed already because it's actually got a colour display, which I wasn't expecting. So that in itself is quite cool. So let's start the engine. He says. There we go. Just having a look. So we've got diagnose, DTC lookup, tool setup. 1 of 4 it says, 2, 3, alright, I see. Tool setup, so I don't know if I need to go into that. So let's go OK. Language, English obviously. Yeah, that's fine. Unit measure. Okay, so you've got metric and imperial. Let's go back on that. So nothing much there really. So let's go on to the diagnose menu and click OK. And it's now processing, so that's all I can see what it's going to find. So it's now connecting to the car and processing. Right. Readiness OK. Status DTCs, note, Right, read codes, here we go. So let's try this, read codes. This vehicle has no fault codes. Fair enough. Seemed to do that rather quickly though, so I don't know if I trust that. Don't know. Let's have a look at IM readiness. Let's go back on that. Data stream. Let's try the data stream. Oh, there we go. So it's reading actually. Load PCT 62.4, EC2 23 degrees Celsius, RPM 660. Let's just rev that. That is going up. 67. No, so it's reading the RPM okay. Okay, that's quite interesting. Lambda sensor, warm-ups. Not too sure what a lot of this means, to be honest. It seems to have give a lot of information. I'll give it that. But what that information isn't very clear. So I think if you're just using one of these for the first time and you got one of these, I wouldn't really have a clue what was going on there, other than I've put it on and it said there's no faults. So it's not very clear. Freeze frame, see what that one does. This vehicle does not have freeze frame data, so that's not supported. Or is that because I haven't done any? I don't know. Maybe I'm right. O2 sensor test. Let's try that one. The vehicle does not support the O2 sensor test. Oh, this isn't very good, is it? It's very, very basic. Onboard monitoring. Let's have a look at this. Are you sure to exit from the diagnostic function? Okay. Doesn't like that. DTC lookup. Oh, input your code. So you can actually look up the code if you do get one. Let's go back into diagnostics. Yeah, so it seems to be really basic, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It gives you a little bit of information. It tells me there's no faults on the car, which I know that there probably are no major faults on this car. But I know that when I plug in the iCarsoft, it will pick up various things, like there's a speaker that doesn't work and that sort of thing. Leak test not supported. So it looks like most of the tests on here are not supported with this car. So it doesn't seem to be very. Vehicle information. Let's see what it says. VIN. Right, let's try that. Well, it has picked up my VIN number on the car. Fair enough. Let's come back off there. CID, whatever that is. It's picked up a CID, whatever that is. Don't know what it is, but there you go. And a CVN, whatever that is. Let's have a look at that. It's got a CVN number, but I don't actually know what any of that means. Maybe I'm just a layman. I'm fairly technically minded, but I've got no clue what that's telling me at all. So really, other than it telling me I've got no codes, it's not great. I mean, I suppose if there was a code on there, you could probably read it. Whether it would reset it and erase it, maybe it would. It's very, very, very basic. I'm guessing if you, it's a cheap tool. It's about 30 quid on Amazon. I guess if you've got nothing else and then you get a fault code come up, you could read it and possibly reset it. But I don't know. I'm not terribly impressed, really. And I said I'd give an honest review of this. And as I say, so far, really, nothing to write home about. I suppose if you want a cheap tool that if you do get a fault come up, you can reset it, and it's small, compact, keep in the car, fine. But I'm not convinced. To be honest, I'll be honest, I'm not impressed, really. But then, as I say, it's 30 quid. You get what you pay for. I mean, I suppose 30 quid to reset a code if you got one probably would be worth it, you know. And if it did that, then I suppose you've maybe earned your 30 quid. Do you know what I mean? So let me plug in the other one now, and I'll show you what I mean about how comprehensive the other one is. But obviously the other tool is, you know, we're talking a couple hundred quid or more. So that you can't, it's not fair to compare it, really. But as I say, I did say I would compare the two together, so it's only fair that I give it a chance. Okay, now let's have a look at the iCarsoft tool, which comes in a rather nice case. As I say, you know, obviously this is not fair to compare it to the little C-Reader 3100, which is very small, compact, costs 30 quid. This thing costs, I think it's about 200 quid. I can't honestly remember, it might be 250, something like that, with the software for the Range Rover, etc. Okay, so now we've got the iCarsoft plugged in. As you can see, much bigger display. Let's start the car up again. And then this is specifically geared towards, you can actually get different software for different vehicles, so it does do a lot more. You've got your basic OBD2 check there, but if you want to go into actual diagnostics, you can even check your voltage, your battery, things like that. So and I keep forgetting it's not touch screen. That's the only thing. Maybe the later ones are. You use the arrow keys and then the enter. So let's go on to voltage, just see what my battery voltage currently is. And there we go, battery voltage, there we go, 14.4. Yeah, that's pretty good. Minimum 14.11, maximum 14.56. If I rev it, we'll see if it I don't think it's going to go much higher than that. That's pretty healthy, to be honest. So that's all good. So let's go back on that. Then we can go into the actual diagnostics. So if we press enter, it will then load the main screen, and you've got choice. I've got the software in for BMW, Land Rover, Mercedes, VW, Audi, Skoda, Seat, Volvo and Ford. Those are the chosen ones that I had on my system. So I'm going to go into Land Rover, and then it'll give you, tell you what version it is. Press enter again to enter the system, and it's now initializing, and I now need to tell it what car I've got. So obviously it's a Range Rover, and it's 2010 to 2012. It's a diesel V8, and it gives you the option of a smart scan or manual. You can manually do each system, or you can let the smart scan do the lot. I normally just do the smart scan because it reads everything then, and there's actually 44, it's saying 44 systems on the car there, and it's working its way through those quite quickly. Now, as I say, this will read out absolutely everything. It reads, you know, things like your door locks, your radio, your speakers. So far more comprehensive than the other little scanner or little tester I was just showing you. But as I say, you know, you get what you pay for. This is an expensive tool, and a very good tool. And there we go, it's all finished. So the systems list, you've got your diesel V8, so you literally go and enter onto that, and then you can read your fault codes. So it's reading the fault codes, and there you go, we've got one straight away. Heated oxygen sensor, heater control circuit, bank 1 sensor 1 is saying it's a fault, and there's also another one there. Exhaust gas circulation temperature sensor A circuit is high. So there's 2 codes. The other one didn't read for a start, so there you go. So let's clear those. So let's enter that. Fault code will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? F1 cancel, F2 okay, so I'm going to F2 that. Erase operation done. Go back, and then let's reread those fault codes. And there you go, it's still got the same 2 faults, so they haven't cleared. So there is something wrong with that gas recirculation temperature sensor and the heated oxygen sensor, it's telling me. Although, as I say, I've got no faults on the car as such. Also gearbox, let's do a quick read on that. Read the fault codes. No fault codes found, so that's good. I've just had that serviced, so I would hope not. Oh, sorry, let's go back. ABS system, let's enter on that. Initializing, read fault codes. No fault codes found with the brakes, that's good. SRS airbag system, let's have a look at that. Read the fault codes. No fault codes found, that's good. Instrument pack, let's have a look at that. Read fault codes. Oh, got a couple on there. So we've got instrument pack, state current fan, it says. I don't know what that means. Lost communication with parking brake control module. Okay, interesting. Let's just try the parking brake. It is working. Press foot brake, release. Yep, no, the parking brake is working. So let's go back and just erase, see if I can erase those two. Are you sure you want to? F2, oop. Knocking it over, F2. That's erased. Now let's go back. See if we can read those again, see if they're still there. So no fault codes now, so I have cleared those two, whatever they were. Heating and ventilation air conditioning control module. Check that one. Read fault code. And again, you've got one on there. Air quality sensor, it's telling me. So let's clear. Let's try and clear that one. And the F2 without hitting all. Operation done. Let's go back. So as you can see, I mean, this is a lot more comprehensive. And obviously, you know, you get what you pay for. This is a really good tool. There you go, it's cleared the code, no code found. So I'm not going to go through all the systems because there's loads of them, to be honest, on the camera, but I just wanted to give you a view just to show you the difference between something like the iCarsoft, which is a lot more comprehensive, and obviously the little C reader 3001, which I was kindly sent to test, made in China. Like I say, I think, you know, it's red in, it's got a little colour screen, it's quite a neat little thing, but how useful it is, I don't know, because really and truly all you can do is read a code on it, and if you have got code you can clear it, which is, I suppose, is quite helpful, but then it doesn't really give you a lot of information as to what the codes are. It has got that lookup function, maybe that would help, I don't know, but I haven't got a code so I can't check it really. So yeah, 30 quid. I suppose if you got nothing else, it's probably worth having. Keep in the car, it might get you out of trouble. That's all I can say about it really. But if you want a serious diagnostic tool, then you've got to pay more. That's just the honest truth really. But obviously not everyone's got 200 quid to spend on a diagnostic tool. So if you haven't and you want something simple just to do a quick scan, get the C reader. It does work as far as I can see, and for 30 quid you can't really go wrong, can you? If you did like this video, give us the thumbs up. Sorry it's such a short one today, but the weather is horrendous. We've just had those couple of big storms coming in. It's just, yeah, so basically lost my garden fence. We've now got an overhead power cable that's arcing right outside our front door as well, which isn't great. So waiting for the Western Power to come out and have a look at that. They are told to call the police and the fire brigade to keep people away from it, and the police came and had a look and said, no, I can't see anything wrong with that, and put a cone there and a little sign and drove off, and the sign actually is now blown over. So the idea was to stop people walking underneath it, because obviously if you get a flashover from an overhead power cable, it could kill you. But they don't seem to take that very seriously, the police, for some reason. I don't know why. And we advised Western Power at 11:15. It's now 2:37. They haven't turned up yet, but there again, they could be very busy. As I say, we have had two very big storms, and obviously we had the storm with the red warning here on Friday, which has done quite a bit of damage. So maybe they are just stressed with a lot of work at the moment. Who knows? Shouldn't be too critical. But anyway, going to cut this short now. I'm waffling. I didn't come to make a video about a storm, and hopefully catch up with you guys next time. Take care.